So to focus on bill of materials here, one of the things we learn is that a lot of times there's a need for a single version of truth. And a lot of times that when that scenario is happening, manufacturers report that CAD models and bill of materials files are in disagreement 90% of the time. And a lot of times what can happen from that is we could build a particular product incorrectly. We can manufacture a part incorrectly for pulling the wrong particular part. And they can be costly reworks that may need to happen in that type of scenario. So being able to manage or automate the bill of material process obviously is a big time saver and can truly help out in the engineering realm. Today's webcast, what we're going to do is give you an overview of vault manufacturing, and there's not going to be a lot of slides. I think there's something like 11 or 15 slides, so it'll be pretty light on that end. We're really going to be doing a lot of demonstration in this presentation. And the demonstration is broken down into two parts. The first part is managing bill of materials both with Autodesk Inventor and also AutoCAD Electrical. So you'll get a chance to see how that integration works between those two applications. Once we're finished working with bill of materials, the next thing we're going to be doing is managing that bill of material, managing engineering changes using the change order process within vault manufacturing. And then ultimately when we're finished, we'll do a webinar wrap-up. I'll provide the opportunity for you to ask any questions. And if there are any questions, we'll go ahead and unmute your phone so that you can do that. So vault manufacturing, I showed you this matrix last week, and it's a breakdown of the capabilities that exist with vault manufacturing, vault collaboration, vault workgroup, and core vault. For those of you that may have vault, the other applications are considered cross grades and they are scalable. So as you need more capabilities within your engineering environment, you can move through the different applications to get those different capabilities. The two areas we're really focusing on today are down here at the bottom. And those are the engineering change management process within vault manufacturing and also being able to manage bill of materials. And those functionalities will be editing, viewing, comparing, and et cetera. You can see that those two capabilities are only available in vault manufacturing. So if you're running core vault or vault workgroup or collaboration, you would need to perform a cross grade to vault manufacturing in order to get those capabilities. Some of the features, and this isn't really just bill of material features, this is vault manufacturing features, are we've got the ability to extract component information directly from AutoCAD Inventor or AutoCAD Electrical. And for those users that haven't installed 2010, you may not notice that Inventor is no longer Autodesk Inventor. It's now being renamed to AutoCAD Inventor. So you may see that and think that it's an error, but there is a name change there. Other things that you can do within the bill of materials is you can do comparisons, and there's two ways to do that. We can run a comparison based on previous revisions. So you want to be able to see what's changed from Rev A to Rev B, and the interface is going to show you very easily what those changes are. You can also compare based on date. So if I knew I shipped a particular assembly on a certain date, and I wanted to see what the bill looked like at that history level, I can go back and view that very easily with the interface. I'm going beyond what you can do in Inventor. We'll be able to add, remove, and modify bill of materials within the interface for vault manufacturing, and we'll be able to show you that very easily. Since we're going to be focusing on both mechanical and electrical, there's ways to organize the bill of materials based on that need. So electrical has the function of being able to see things based on maybe where it's located on a particular machine. Mechanical can see how things are organized by assembly or those parent-child relationships. We won't be showing you any ERP integration, but vault manufacturing does provide that venue of linking with ERP systems. And that way you can easily synchronize your bill of materials with your ERP systems so you're reducing errors. The least human involvement there is in generating or modifying or editing a bill of material, the more accurate that information is going to be. This week we won't be showing you the web client, but you would be able to access those bill of materials from a thin client or a web-based client like Internet Explorer so that you can see that parent-child relationship and you're able to view that information very easily through that thin client. You're also able to import BOM information from an external file. So if you're migrating from an existing ERP system or another CAD system into Vault Manufacturing, we can import information very easily from an external file to build that item master. And we'll talk about what an item master is in a second. Some of the benefits for change orders is it's an automated workflow process to manage your changes. So it basically allows users to understand and very easily see where a particular change is in the workflow process, and then they'll have a certain role based on the security levels that are set up in the system to do something with that change order. And that could be approve, review, or maybe they just need to be notified of that change. There's custom routings that you can create based on certain changes or initial releases. And in this demonstration, I'll show you two specific routings. One that's a fast track routing where we're just going to quickly release something, and the other is an engineering change order routing where individuals within the organization need to be notified of these changes, and then they'll partake in that particular process. The system provides easy-to-use templates for developing these change orders. That's more of an administration level, but it's template-driven so that you can very easily create those change orders. With change orders, there is automatic email notification. There's actually several levels of notification, and one of those happens to be through email. So if you're running Microsoft Outlook or Lotus Notes or something, you would receive an email based on your particular role in the change. Maybe that's just notification. Maybe you need to approve or review a change order, but what have you, you'll be part of that process, and you'll receive several levels of notification. Within the engineering change order process, there's also a markup environment. So you'd be able to electronically mark up drawings based on errors or issues that may have come up in the field, and you want to get that information captured very easily, and it's all stored in a single location. Some frequently used terms here. The first thing we're going to talk about is an item master. And really, an item master is a flat list of items that contain specific information about components, and that would be parts or assemblies. And that information might be part numbers, descriptions, component type, bill of material information, etc. An item record is a single item from the item master containing revision history, where used, bill of material data, any change orders that might be applicable to that file, and it also contains a file viewer. And then the last thing here is change orders. And a lot of companies call these different things. It could be an ECO, an engineering change order, or an ECR, an engineering change request, an ECN, an ERO, or an ERN. And really, the software can support any one of those naming conventions. Change orders provide an automatic and electronic process workflow to manage changes and releases of products within a manufacturing organization. So those are three areas we're going to cover within this presentation. So our overview for our demonstration is we're going to review what we did last week, and that may be just to bring some individuals up to speed here on where we're going to start off this presentation. Last week we made a copy design from an existing assembly, and we reused some information as well as created some new parts. And once we created that copy design, we replaced that in assembly. And I'll get into more detail in a second on that. Once we're finished reviewing what we did last week, we need to update the bill of materials of these changes. And we're going to show you how that process works very easily. Then we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to get into AutoCAD Electrical. Because obviously in a mechanical environment, you've got both mechanical design happening and also electrical design happening. So we're going to show you how you can assign part numbers to electrical components. Once we're finished with that assignment, we're going to add the electrical bill of material to our mechanical bill of material to truly create a true bill of material for this particular product. Once we're finished with that, we're going to release this to manufacturing. We're going to pretend that there was an error somewhere along the way, and service, the guys in the field found an error, and they want to initiate a change. So we're going to go ahead and do an ECO, an engineering change order, on one of our assemblies, and then apply or modify the bill of material. And then once we're finished with that change order, we're going to release that back into manufacturing. So that gives you an idea of how the demonstration is going to progress.